So what do we do today? Yesterday, attachment. Vinichaya. What do you think is Vinichaya? Okay, if you don't know, it is determination. You determine to do something. Ichaya is to decide. Vinichaya is to completely decide. You decide. Do something about that. So ajhosa, attachment, happens when you decide. You ultimately decide to do that object. So when I create a noun which is fixed, now the decision is easy. Now I can compare two places, two things, two objects, and then say which is good, which is bad. And now it becomes stable. Let's say compared to between Bobby and Ari, both are nouns, but now it is easy to compare and say that who is better, who is good, who is smart, who is not smart, who is young and who is old, etc., etc. So we can do all of these combinations because of Vinichay. And attachment is part of that. That's what is explained in Mahanidana Sutta.
But that means after Vinichya, this Chandaragam comes, right? That's the way he was explaining that. So then Chandaragam, then Ajosam.
Since he asked me Vinichay, I'm just answering that. I don't have to relate, correlate, and everything. Otherwise, we have to go through that entire, from feeling to that entire cycle we have to go through. Which I don't mind doing it, but if you think, no, that is going to help, and then we should do that.
No, because the way you explained about Passa, that how that Agara, all these things, and later on you were saying about the same sequence, how that what's that Namarupa, how it happened. It was very helpful. Later on to go a little bit. So same this link also is a bit explained more in this particular sutta.
So why don't you read out? So today I will give you the assignment. Why don't you read out in Pali and I can explain to you?
Pali?
Or in English, whatever. You say the Pali word and then you say the English word. Try.
Okay.
You are on mute.
No, what I mean, just give me 1 second, I'll read it.
Take your time. I'm okay. I have got no urgency. Yes, Bobby the Great. Go ahead.
Okay, so it was interesting, for how craving he was described. So you was talking about DN15 lots, when you were talking about this Namarupa, and I was a bit curious. I was reading that your article on that many times, and after that I was started getting a little bit of
insights.
Not very. Still, I think lot to go, but I'll just find out where that. What Buddha says, I'll say the English, but and then I'll try to read the Pali also. Pali, in front of you, reading Pali is it is.
No. If you find it uncomfortable, I'll read it. So don't worry.
It is a suicide, but I'll try. I'm
to create a suicidal effect. Let me read it for you. Okay, read in English. Absolutely fine.
Yeah. It is like even the translation said, like, you think it is not good, right? But still, the feeling give rise to craving. And that's what Buddha says. After feeling it, craving comes, and craving give rise to searching, and searching give rise to gaining material things, and gaining material things give rise to evaluation, and evaluation give rise to desire. And so this, I think, this gaining material things is that the word just you said right now. The
Vinichaya.
Yeah, that's the translation he has given. And then gaining, that is no. Then after that, evaluation, desire and lust is chandaragam. That is a translation. So desire and lust give rise to attachment. That is ajosanam. And desire and lust give rise to attachment. Attachment give rise to ownership. So ownership is parikaho. Yeah. Parikaham give rise to macharyam. Macharyam I heard before.
Mastery, actually, it means stinginess.
Stinginess, yeah. And stinginess give rise to safeguarding. Like that's where, like you start arako. Arako also I heard in Pali. Araka Sampata, all those things. So it was beautiful, but when you say it becomes really, really, understanding. So if you can explain that, it'll be good.
Okay, so it's like this. Now, what do you want? Bobby, I'm asking you, what do you want in life?
I want end of suffering.
Ah, good. So you want end of suffering. So that's the Vedana. What you have currently, right? So we'll take a example. Coffee. Where is coffee? In the cup, or in the mouth, or in the smell, or in the taste, or in the touch, or in thoughts? What do you think?
Is there everywhere?
Coffee is there everywhere. No, Bobby.
Yeah, like see now, if you really say that the coffee, actually coffee itself, this is the problem with it. When you say the coffee itself is not there, and then you say it is in the cup, is it? Are you talking about this conventional reality, or
No,
the
no. First, we
ultimate?
have to come to conventional, because
Yeah.
this whole thing is how it gives rise.
Okay. So
Right?
conventional reality, definitely it is in the cup at the moment.
No, it's in the mind.
It's in the mind. Okay.
Yeah, because the taste is already registered in the mind.
Okay.
So when I say coffee, the phassa has happened.
Hmm.
Okay. So the akara, linga, nimitta, uddesha. All the four have happened between the namakaya and the rupakaya.
Hmm.
Okay. Now when that happens, I think you can mute it, otherwise it is echoing.
Oh, sorry.
So when that happens, there is a paticca. What do you mean by paticca? Paticca means dependent. Gives rise to dependency between this and that. Called ida pachayata in Pali. So whatever is dependent on one, the result is seen on the other one. It's like a mirror reflection. It's happening here, but the effect is felt here. When I have an attachment to something, that attachment can only happen if there is a phassa, contact. When the contact happens, the Vedana is generated. When the Vedana is generated, it will create a craving for that very thing, because that is pleasurable. You have sucked it. It's just like you take something that is craving. Now you want it again and again and again, because that has given rise to some pleasantness, which is what you like or I like. Okay. So then you have to put effort. Pariyesana means effort. It's effort driven. I need to put an effort. In fact, Pariyesana is also there in Dhamma, meaning when you are finding out about Nibbana, you will have Pariyesana. So you will search, you will put effort to get.
So there is a sutta named Pariyasana Sutta, right? That's
Yes.
Buddha's search,
Yes.
noble search. Yeah.
Noble search. So there is pariyasa. Now you will only put effort if there is some profit, labha. Otherwise, why will you do in the first place? So these two people have come here because there is labha. There's something to gain. If there's nothing to gain, and I don't think so, they should be here. They could have enjoyed their life, and now they're suffering because of me. So because there is labha, they're here. If there is no labha, what's the point in coming and meeting someone? So Vinichaya, now you determine. So now you see this lady sitting here. She convinced him to apply for leave or do whatever it is. And out of desperation, they booked the flight ticket, unmindful that this poor guy, their son, who is 8-year-old, is going to get bored of whatever he's doing, but they care a damn whether he gets bored or not. And they have jumped here, right? Now it's a pain for me to keep them entertained. Fine. So there is Vinichaya. So they have decided. In fact, I told her on when she asked me, I said, look, we're shifting home on 25th. I thought she's not going to come. Anyway, the house is not there. No, she said, no, we'll book ourselves. You don't have to worry anything. Okay. And they booked an homestay. Okay. And then they have come here. And now if they come here, I have to take care of them. So now the question comes, should I take care of them or not? You might say, no, they will take care of themselves. But still, there's a determination from their side that we will go, and there's a determination from my side that I will help them. Right? So that's a Vinichaya. Now that creates Chandaraga in a worldly sense. In our sense, it might not, because they've come here not for enjoyment, they come here to understand Dhamma. So to that extent, there's no Chandaraga. But in a coffee sense, there is a Chandaraga. Now, Chanda is interest, Raga is coloring, which I spoke yesterday, and that Raga comes because of the Akara, Linga, Nimitta, Uddesha on both Namakaya and Rupakaya, and then I color it. Okay. So that will create an attachment because Raga is something which will keep you occupied. It heats you up. Like basically, it warms you up, not even heats you up, it just warms. It's good to be warmed up. See, now we in Bangalore today, you're having a no sun day. So the sun decided that I will not come, and then it is now raining, drizzling basically, and it is so sickening. It's just like I'm feeling I'm in Seattle, actually. And Seattle is a suicide capital of the world because there are many people who commit suicide in Seattle because always gloomy weather. In the morning, you get up, you're just gloomy. So Redmond, which is in Washington, if you go there, it's pretty gloomy. And I don't know why Microsoft chose that place. Unlike the Sunnyvale kind of thing of California, but they chose Washington State, which is always mountainous and a lot of this kind of thing. But it's gloomy. So there is this raga makes one very much occupied with whatever he has. His colors. And when there's coloring, there is attachment. And when there's attachment, parigraha is parigraha, which means possession. They have put it something else. So it actually, attachment brings in possessiveness. So you get into possessiveness because you attach to it. Let's say I'm attached to Anjana, and hence I feel possessive about that. I am attached to Ariu, so I feel very possessive. And if you ask me, why are you attached with Ariu? Because of Apple products, basically. I don't care about what Dhamma he understands or no Dhamma. For me, all Apple products are basically sponsored by Harry. So he is a golden goose for me for Apple products. So I can't let him go. And he says, in 5 years time from my time I met you, I have not moved an inch. I'll say, Harry, you should have parmis to do this. I think your donation is not good enough. I think you should, give me Vision Plus. That I think once you'll get enlightened. Okay.
Whenever you talk about parami, you keep asking, you have to ask which parami. So
Yes, which
donation.
parami? Dana parami. He's not donated enough. Okay. So that is a thing when the person has parigaha, which means possessiveness. So you possess something, and because of possession, you don't want to give it, which is macharya, which means stinginess. If you ask why a person is stingy, is because of possessiveness. And why the person is possessive, and then it is because of attachment. And then if you ask why the person is attached, it's because of chandaraga. If you ask why the person is having chandaraga, because he's decided. Why is he decided that way? Because of labha. Why there is labha? Because there is effort. Why there is effort? Because of craving. Why there is craving? Because of feeling. And that's how he is going to start from the bottom to the top. Here the explanation is from the top, or the statement is from the top, but his explanation is from the bottom. So then, parigam paticcha macharyam paticcha arakha, rakshana, protection. Arakho means completely protecting it. You don't want to lose it. So when I say I have a family, it's this, arakha. I don't want it to go away anywhere. My son, my wife, and myself. This is my family. You ask anyone, what's your family? They say, my wife and my son or daughter and my husband, like that. So, husband, myself, and my 2 children. Now, if you keep on thinking why it happens, it's because of arakha. If there is arakha, there's adhikara. Have you not heard about the word adhikara in India, Bobby? Even in Malayalam, there is adhikara.
Yeah, is it power?
Power, yes, that's all what it is. You look at that English word. They've screwed it up like somebody can rape it 100 times.
So I was looking. Where is the adhikara? Is saying.
Is there no arak adhikaram? Is there no? You can't read Pali.
No, I can read.
Arakha adhikaranam.
Oh, Arakha adhikaram. Okay. I saw only Arakha in.
That's
before.
the problem with you, Bobby. You don't read Pali.
No, I'm nowadays I'm reading a little bit more.
Please don't read English. Let it be as tough as it can be. Don't read English. First read Pali. Then see whether that word is available in English. And now that you have ChatGPT or any other AI tool, just copy this and ask it to split it. I'll split it and give it to you.
And nowadays I do it more, and whenever I read that, I feel a lot of gratitude to you, Vilashi, because even I can't reach anywhere near you, but definitely the Pali words are becoming more and more familiar to me.
Yeah. So adhikara. Adhikara means power. So now this family has a power. I'll give another example. Very good example. Now these two.
No, sorry, Vilashi, why I said just Arako, in the previous paragraph, it is only mentioned, Macharyam Padika Arako.
No, it is there. No, the next one.
Next one it is there, Araka Adhikaram.
Yeah. You have to, because it is a big one, they have put in another line. That's it. That Danda, Adana, each one is single words there, even though it looks such a big one. Can you read that, Bobby?
Yeah, Araka Adhikaram, Danda. I don't know, it's very difficult.
It looks like a train rather
My
than a
God,
word.
how big is that word? I don't know. Can you read that?
Yes, I'm going to read it. Okay. Arakadikaranam. Danda. Danda means what, you know?
Danda is like punishment.
Stick.
No? Stick, yeah.
Stick.
Danda.
Danda.
Dandapani.
Adana. Adana.
Not dana. No dana.
Adana. Adana means stealing.
Stealing. So no dana.
No dana. Right?
Yeah.
Satta means shastra. Any weapon.
Weapon.
Satta. Adana. Meaning you do something to pick it up, to get it from that person. Kalaha. Right? Kalaha,
Quarrel.
you know?
Quarrel.
Argument.
Quarrel.
Quarrel.
Quarrel. Yeah. Kalaha vivada. You always say
Yeah.
kalaha vivada.
Vigaha. Vigaha means like that. Vigaha. Vivada. Dispute.
There's dispute. Yeah.
Okay. Vivada. Tuvam. Or tuvam means like you do like this, right? I will, you know how I am, like that. Tuvam. Tuvam means twice. Pesuna. Pesuna means
That it is one of the like
Pisuna vacha.
Pisuna
Musavada. Right? So
Yeah.
did I not break that words?
Yeah. You are amazing, Bilasi. I can. I'm trying. I'm just started.
Aneka papaka akusala dhamma sambhavanti. Means like these, many others, papaka akusala dhamma sambhavanti.
It happens. Sambhava happens.
Yes. Why? Because of craving. And why craving? Because of feeling. And why feeling? Because of phassa. Why phassa? Because of why? Akara,
Passa,
linga,
agara, linga,
nimitta, uddesa in the namakaya versus
and
akara, linga, nimitta, uddesa of the rupakaya.
Rupakaya.
Now, you're an Australian national. Aryu is a American national. And I wanted another country which is UK national. Okay, so now I have UK, Australia, and US. Right? So let's play this game and you'll see how it works. Now I want to be in UK. Will they call me? I think they would, right? And then
So
what happens?
she's smiling.
Yeah,
Definitely.
actually, let's say, let's play this game. Now, what happens to US? If I want to be in UK, what happens to the US? I'm not that interested. Now, Aryu will say, Vilas, I want you to come at this time. I say, no, Madhulika wants me to come at this time. No, have you asked Niket? I'll say, Niket, what do you think? No, you have to come to us because you already visited many times US. So what will happen? Now, Akara of what? UK. Linga is neutral gender. Nimitta. So they're already saying Leeds and Liverpool and this one. Now I'm going to look at the map and see okay, if I go to UK, how it will be, right? I've seen Australia. Now that interest of Australia is also fading away. Makes no sense. Now UK is a new trending thing for me. Okay, but I will say, no, don't take trouble. I don't think so. I should be come. And they say, no, you have to come. This thing should happen. No, I think you are unnecessarily troubling yourself. But I'm internally wanting to go. I'm so desperate to go. But still I say, I think I know. Is it okay if I come? So formally I'm asking and all that. So that is coming because of nimitta. Then there's a purpose. So what's the purpose of this visit? Like they ask in the immigration, what's the purpose of your visit? Holiday. What's the purpose of this visit of mine to their home? Not for holiday. I'll say dhamma. which is a lie. It's 100% lie. Why am I lying?
Because you want to gain something,
Yes,
craving it.
I'm craving for UK. Why did I crave for UK? Because feeling of pleasantness in UK. Why did the pleasantness came? Because of the nama
Nama, Namarupa.
is UK. So I created a rupa in my rupa now. It's not their rupa. I've never seen London except for Heathrow Airport just to take flight from to and from. British Airways flight from Chicago to London, London, Heathrow to Bangalore. I've never gone outside airport. This would be the very first time I'm going outside the airport and exploring London. So then I would go to Manchester, their place, and then from there go to Leeds. So let's say if I were to do that, the excitement is coming right now as all of this. So let's play the game. So Vedanam Paticca Tanha. Now I am having craving. I can't wait, Bobby, to finish journey from Australia and come back and finish one retreat in Nagpur just for the sake of it. And then I'm ready. So I'll ask, when should I apply for my visa? You've still not applied. I thought you applied. Shit, man, I missed it. So I will run to the travel agent or to my friend and saying that, you know what, I need a UK visa. So she will say, look, I want it urgently. Then she'll do something to get me the visa. Next thing I'm going to tell Niket, Niket, I have a visa. What next? Hold on, we will book ticket for you. So shall I touch base with you in 15 days time? He would say, you touch my base or you touch my head. Now you're behind me. Why? Because of that Vedana. It's creating craving for me. That craving is an effort. Going to UK is an effort. I would love to be in Heathrow. Then there's a labha of going there, right? And that labha will create vinichaya. I'm determined to enjoy that place. And vinichaya creates chandaraga. So I have my own plan of how I would like to engage myself in Leeds or in Manchester and London. And to my dismay, Bobby, these two people don't allow me to go outside home. They say that we brought you here for Dhamma, so you can't go anywhere. This poor guy, whether it is Bangalore or there, is stuck between these four walls. So I have to find a plan. So what do I do? I say, you know what? You should do mall meditation. I've done that in Australia. I've done it in US. So I think you should also do it. Then they say, mall meditation, that was never included. And now I'm including it. So why don't we do that? Which mall? First, I'll say any mall is okay. Then I have selected some few malls where I want to go. And then in Leeds, you have got this cricket stadium, like what you showed, Gaba Stadium, Bobby, something is there in there also. So I'd like to have a look at it. Okay, so then I enjoy all the London party and then I return back to India. And this entire thing is because of that Akara Linga Nimitta Uddesha. What if wisdom dawns in me and I cut the Akara Linga Nimitta Uddesha in the Rupakaya, keeping the Namakaya as it is. And since there is nothing in the Rupakaya, that means UK as UK or London, etc., and has no Akara, there's no Rupa for that, will there be any experience on the Namakaya? And the answer is no. So if the Namakaya and Rupakaya are not touching each other, can there be a Phassa contact? And the answer is no. If there is no Phassa, can there be a feeling independent of the Phassa? The answer is no. If that feeling is not there, can you crave for something which doesn't even exist? And the answer is no. So if you don't have that, can there be a effort to possess something, to gain something, the gaining, labha. Because I'm putting effort for that gain. So there's nothing to be gained. If there were no gain, can I determine what is that I'm going to do after getting it? No, that vinichay is not there. That doesn't create chandaraga. That doesn't create ajosan. That doesn't create parigha. That doesn't create macharya. That doesn't create araka. That doesn't create adhikara, power, right? And that doesn't create danda, dana, dana, satta. All that will not be there. That's the end of suffering. So should I go to Leeds or not go to Leeds doesn't even come into picture. So am I not in Nibbana right now, Bobby? I am. I cut off all of this, which is on noun and verb. That's it. The London is enjoyed on the noun and what I'm going to do in London. So should I take a flight to London? No. But you're going to London? Yes, you're going to London. Absolutely true. Physically, there is a body movement from A place to B place through a plane. But have you traveled mentally to that place? And the answer is no. That's the end of suffering. Yes, Harry, you wanted to say something. Go ahead.
Yeah, one quick question regarding the linga. So it's a sense feature, and you explain as it's neutral for Linden. But does it also include things like the features of Linden, like what?
Yes, you can take a feature, you can take characteristics. All that is coming under the linga. See, in general, in Indian way of looking at it, when you create a language, okay, we have three genders: male, female, and neuter. Okay, so when we say she, it means a person like she. India is also referred as she. In fact, in English also, if you look at a country, they'll put she. It's crazy, right? How can it become she? Earth as a mother, right? Is Earth as a mother. So you mean to say that is a mother in Earth or Earth has mother? That's a figurative way of putting it. So when a language is created, especially the Indic languages, they have these three genders. It's not more pronounced in the European kind of language, but it's there, but it's not so pronounced. Whereas in the Indic languages, the Indian languages, which includes Pali, Sanskrit, and all of the remaining languages, will have these three. So the typical words that is used, which is never used in the Western world, is linga. Okay, linga means gender. So when an English writer looks at this, he makes it as feature. So if you look at Bhikkhu Bodhi or some other thing, you'll find it as a feature or characteristics or whatever. That's okay. I mean, it ultimately means the same thing, but in specific term, if I were to take, when I'm seeing you, Aryu, I'm making an akara, the shape. Linga is male. Nimitta is how you are. And the uddesa is the purpose of my meeting you. If these four are missing in the Rupakaya, that is when I see you, there's no point in meeting at all because that's not getting superimposed on the Namakaya. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I guess my previous understanding is a lot of, because when Buddha say how to guard the sense doors, he said, don't make a name and description. I thought these features would be the way how you describe something, male and female, tall and short, and all these goes into the linga.
Yes, it does. It does. It does.
Like the very, let's say, developed city,
See,
very rich history.
Yeah, got it. On a overall scale, all of this will come under the feature. But if you want a specific one, you want to, for your practice, you want a specific one, go by the linga. Now you'll see that even every object, including iPhone, you're basing it on something. That linga is going to be there. But overall, if you see, it's a feature. But if you specifically point it out, why are you possessive? If you ask this question, Aryu, you'll find out you're possessive because of the what it is established upon. The establishment upon is the person or a thing. Right? A thing is neuter. whereas the person is male or female. If you also observe keenly, you're not more possessive of a male person, you're possessive of a female, right? So that is coming because of the linga, alignment of the linga. So you'll have a more, a different kind of experience when you are with a female as opposed to the male, right? So why? Because you see it as a same sex, and then there's not much to do. When you see an opposite gender, then there is an attraction, because that's how the akara, linga, nimitta, uddesha. So when I do the nimitta, I'm more focused on the female than on the male, and vice versa. But anyway, whichever way it works, so if you don't have phassa, you do not have this whole length of thing what we just now spoke. And that's the end of suffering. Yes, Veena, got it. You seem to be fully confused now. Anyway, we'll talk later in Kannada. Maybe I can explain. Yes, Bobby, go ahead.
Abhilashi, when you are talking about Namarupa, you said that this practice was that's how Buddha Vipassi got enlightened. You said that. So I also went to that sutta where Buddha was mentioning about in the beginning. Is that the sutta you are saying? Like
Vipassi, with Buddha Vipassi, there's one sutta on that, and then he doesn't go to the Sankhara and Avijja. He just stops at Namarupa and Vijnana.
Buddha was speaking about the previous Buddhas, right?
Yes,
is that
yes.
sutta? Yeah. So I was going there. So yeah, in these two suttas, what the difference I found is, he was not talking about the Sankhara, Avijja Pachaya Sankhara Pachaya. So then it already starts from Vijnana Pachaya Namarupa. Then he says Namarupa Pachaya again Vijnana, and this Namarupa will become a condition for Passa, and that's Salayana also. So this is what, since it is mentioned like that, you are thinking that Vipassi practice in this way.
That's what it is. That made Buddhaghosa. You can mute your microphone. That made Buddhaghosa to write commentary saying that Avijja Sankhara are past, the remaining are the present, and something in the future. So he made it 3-time dimension, which is what is used in the Burmese tradition, which is totally fabricated. The reason is that it will cut out Akalika itself. It means now you introduce Kala, because that is past and this is present and there's a future. And even though Buddha says there's no past, present, future, but it's wrong thing, but that's how it works. Because when he came to see the Vipassi, he could not understand why Vipassi could not see Sankhara and Avijja. He could not see, right? He stopped at Namarupa with Vijnana, Vijnana with Namarupa, and that is going in circles, and that's all what he saw. He didn't see beyond that. Then he came to a conclusion that Gautama Buddha was able to go beyond Vipassi, and he was able to see Sankhara and the Avijjas, and hence these two represents the past. And if somebody cannot see the past, they will end up seeing only Namarupa and Vijnana. Then that's the starting point. Even though there's nothing like that, I mean, why Vipassi could not see, or he could see but he ignored it, or whatever it is, it's unclear. But the inference what Buddhaghosa drawn and put it is like this. So then he comes with an argument that Gautama Buddha was able to see past, present, future, because he says, in my past life I was this, and then next past life, and next past life, and next past life. Whereas Vipassi doesn't seem to be doing that. Yes, Ariu, go ahead.
I guess my understanding was that I thought that Vipassi lived in the era which is much more purified than us, right? Because people back then lived
Now,
60,000.
now you are adding some other color to that. Just like Buddha Gosa added one beautiful color and colored it, so you leave it. Why he could not see it, could see it is not a question. Is there a mirage or an illusory nature of consciousness when it comes to Nama Rupa and Vijnana? And the answer is yes. How? Nama Rupa Samudayo, Vijnana Samudayo, Nama Rupa Nirodho, Vijnana Nirodho. Simple. You don't have to make it too complicated in the five khandas. So, if there is an akara, there's a linga, there's a nimitta uddesa in the namakaya, and that is getting projected in the rupakaya, you would take that object to be real. Like I take my son as an example, there is a namakaya where I meant it to be a sun as this akara and this linga and this nimitta, this uddesa. And now when I compare with the patigha, what I've described here, it is getting reflected on the rupa, and I see the same akara, same linga, same nimitta, same uddesa, what I can see on the rupakaya, and there is a contact between this and this. So there's a feeling which arises that this is indeed my son. So I feel pretty happy because he's my son. So my son is created because of these two matching. Like their son called Tathagata is 8-year-old, he's also a boy, and my son is 24-year-old. They both are boys, but I would not take Tathagata as my son because it doesn't fit into these four things. His akara is different, meaning the physical characteristics what my son possesses is not the same what their son possesses. The linga is same, but the nimitta is different, and the uddesa is also completely different. And since that is not projected on the rupakaya, when I'm seeing it in my eyes, I can't take their son to be my son, even though I can just say for the sake of it that your son is like my son, which like I can say to Bobby, Annabelle, and Ashley are like my daughters. That's okay. That just as a relationship you're setting. But am I really truly meaning that Annabelle and Ashley are my children? They will go mad. They'll say, Appa, why is this Vilas uncle doing like this to me? And Bobby will say, hang on, you can't question Vilasji. You know that? Appa, this is not okay. Why? Because their nimitta is different. They can't take somebody saying that he's like my father, being really father, unless their mind changes in saying that this is the akara, this is the linga, this is the nimitta, this is the uddesa. And then they start taking me as their father in real sense. So the vijnana changes. Now the vijnana will give them an effect of a father. So then, unfortunately, they have two fathers now, which looks weird. One is born out of from where they are born out of, one who is categorizing them as a father. It looks weird. But that's how it looks now because the vijnana has changed. The perception in the vijnana has now changed to take somebody as your own father. And now Bobby is in trouble. You say, Annabelle, he's not your father. Appa, he's also Appa. Okay, you understand. And then Bobby is shocked. Oh, my goodness, Vilasji, what did you do to my daughter? She's now saying, you Appa. That's a perception. Why it happened? Because of the feeling. Feeling fuels perception. And when the perception is changed, it's impossible to change it back unless something happens. So that girl has now to be taken to a doctor to find out how this magic happened. And doctor says she's perfectly fine. She's just hallucinating.
So
Yes.
So Vilashi, you're seeing Agara, Nimitta, all this, happening in the mind, So is there also a part of perception? Because perception comes later, but, feeling
See,
and everything.
for Phassa, all the three are there. So don't forget, Bobby. Always you ask me this question, which I have no problem in answering to you. Phassa has feeling, perception, and sankhara. They have
there.
same thing.
Yeah. So that's what, I think I asked this question before also, in that Namarupa, that in the Nama part, where, you said when you developed more and more, you felt like, that is the order he was saying, Buddha was saying, like, it is, starts from Vedana, then, Sanya, and then
Chetana, Phassa, Manasikara.
Manasigara. So, but then when you speak always, you say Namarupa, then Phassa happens and then Vedana happens.
Why I'm telling you that is, it's there in the Mahanidana Sutta. That's the reason. He is explained in both ways. He is explaining specific to Ananda, because Ananda says, I have understood Patisamutpada. And he says, don't say like this, Ananda. Don't say like this. It's very deep. What you have understood is nothing. And then he takes trouble of explaining him like this. So, if you are asking at an anagami level, Bobby, I will say it is feeling, perception, intention, contact, and attention. If you ask me from Sotapanna onwards, I would say Asa, contact, the feeling, the perception, then the intention, then the attention. Now you choose whichever you want. But both are
That
right.
means all these things are there before and after and everything, right? Because
Yes.
of our figuring it out. This is set
When
in
you
different
figure
ways.
out, when I started, I was not able to understand why Buddha says in this way, while in others it starts with Phassa, Pacha, Vedana. Why? Chakuncha Paticha Rupecha Upajati Chakku Vinyanam Tinna Sangati Phasso. There is not coming up with feeling. Then because of the contact, there is feeling. Because there is feeling, there is perception. Right?
Yes.
Madhupindika Sutta and all that. But here, suddenly in the Namakaya, Rupakaya, he takes a different turn and he says something else. And I was not able to understand. In fact, I went to an extent of thinking, like others would be, that this sutta would have got fabricated over time and somebody would have done something, etc. But when I turned from a Sotapanna stage to a Sakadagami stage, I was able to see the possession not being there, the feeling comes. And that was a turning point. But I saw that the Kamachanda Vyapada itself is not there, and the feeling drives the perception. Perception drives the intention. And these three will become the Phassa, which is the contact, and hence there is Manasikara. I understood it. Oh, I got it. But before, sorry, wrong number. So, if you want to take it, Phassa, Vedana, Sanya, Chetana, Manasikara, perfect. Or if you think, look, I've reached Anagami stage, now I can understand it like this, maybe you should question Shaniel and confuse him that whether this starts first or that starts first and see whether he is able to break this. I think he should be able to break it. Don't play this video of what we have spoken already, okay? And then twist him and see, he should be able to answer.
I'm definitely, and actually, I have few questions to you also when you come, regarding this, because I'm meditating more on this, the difference. So I will definitely ask Shanir also. But
Yeah,
this is
you
becoming.
should answer. You should question Shaniel before I am in Brisbane.
Okay.
And then you can rip off both of them when we both meet up, saying that, look, Shaniel said this and you're saying this. And I can see both anagamis are not aligned, not like teacher, not like student. There is some gap here.
Yeah. And what I'm getting a sense is that it is very more subtle way when you progress,
Yes.
Yeah, the first what is happening normally, is not there for anagami or when for somebody who is progressed, there
Yes,
first.
because you know why? Why? Because the akara, linga, nimitta, uddesha itself is spoiled.
Hmm.
See, what's the difference between male and a female? Can you tell me? In just one line, or one sentence.
It's a difference of agara
Exactly, it's just a shape.
shape.
That's it. So what do they say? They say it like a hourglass figure, right?
Yes.
Now, what if it becomes cylindrical?
A different shape.
No, no, Bobby. The female is gone. So they call it a drum. See, I married a woman of my dreams because she was having like this and like this and like this. That shape, hourglass, right? So this center portion should be small. And the top portion should be big. I don't want to explain in detail. I think you can guess what I'm trying to say. And the bottom also should be, I know I don't think so. Again, explain. We can experiment this in Sunshine Coast or in Gold Coast, and being summer season in Australia, you know what's going to happen there. So we can measure it up, all the hourglass figures, which we are going to see. So this hourglass, for a moment, it was like this and like this and like this. The center one became like this, making a standard figure like this. So would you like it?
I think. Yeah, no, that was not my perception from the beginning.
Exactly. From the beginning, my perception was a hourglass figure. That akara is what I want. So what do I say to my girlfriend? You're put on weight. And she exactly knows what I'm saying because she also has the akara, right? Now she will go to the gym trying to burn out calories. But in the process of burning out calories, one small mistake happens. This hourglass also reduces. And I'm saying, not that one, this one only, as though you can sculpt it. Because that akar is not fitting. That image, what I have, is not fitting. So, what I should do? I will keep on hammering her, you go, you do this, you do that, and then she's seeing that. So, she also wants it, something like that. And he puts the top one, but the bottom one is misaligned. So, she will again do something to get it aligned. Now she finds this one is all flabby and she has to get it corrected. So she goes to the Botox and all of that cosmetic things. If you ask this question, why? Is because of the figure. So what did the fashion industry do? They set a standard. They made it 36, 26, 36. That's the standard measurement. Across the globe is the same measurement. Okay, so that's the measure. Now, your happiness or unhappiness is on 36, 26, 36. And that's ridiculous, actually. You are basing on a number. Your happiness is measured on a number, which is stupid, right? But all this cosmetic industry is based upon that. All fairness cream to this one and that protein diet and this diet, and all of that is catering to that. So, for a second, if I were to look at akara and drop the akara, will the linga get formed in the mind? No. If the nimitta is spoiled completely, the nimitta is gone. It becomes Animitta. So then the dukkha. Why? Get into appanihita, meaning desirelessness, and that creates shunyata. So when I see a woman, there is no woman to begin with. So now whom am I seeing? Just a consciousness and five elements. So when I see her, I'm not making madhulika in the mind.
But Vilas, when we are seeing, we are not seeing the consciousness, right? We are seeing only the figure.
Why? Bobby,
Yeah.
come on. Now if she moves her hand and this and that, that's done out of consciousness only, right? It's just
that I'm perceiving, right? But what actually I'm seeing only, yeah.
There are two ways. One, the normal perception that she's madhulika. It's conventional. I can't say, look at her and say, no, that is foolishness. Then I'm constantly, what is that, staring at her and trying to figure out, and she says, I think you've got dementia. That's not the thing. She is there as a conventional reality. So I can't say that there's no conventional at all. Yeah, that body is called as madhulika. That's fair. But when I see her body movement, can I not see who is behind making those movements? It's consciousness, right? If I apply Dhatu Vibhanga Sutta, Bobby, when I'm interacting with Niket, and if I'm...
So what I mean is, when you see, you mean that you are not seeing through the eyes, right? You are seeing these moments,
Yes.
But then you are perceiving it as consciousness.
Yes, absolutely. When I see, also I do the same thing. Let's say, when I see Merin or Ashley or Annabelle, then there is no thing called as Kamachanda. Why? You're just watching the consciousness doing some game. And is there any Vyapada then? No. So isn't that an amazing thing? Yeah. It is. So are you having any doubt that you are not an Anagami?
You?
About myself, I'm talking. About myself only. Can I then say I'm not an Anagami? It is quite visible to me. Forget others will accept, they don't accept, they think I'm talking, I'm just saying something and all of that. It doesn't matter. Why? Because what I'm seeing is what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it to convince somebody that, oh, you know what, I'm an Anagami, you should do something to me. No, you don't have to do anything to me. I've done everything. I don't require anything. It's done and dusted. Over. There's no reversal. It's out of the conscious experience of a male and a female. That's it. So does that mean that I will not wear a t-shirt? I will. In fact, she has gifted many t-shirts, so I am wearing each one day, 1 month. Okay. I will wear. What's there? Merin bought some shorts for me. I'm wearing that. Wear. Absolutely fine. And we bought the perfume and putting on perfume. It looks, I am in Kamachanda. It looks like that. If somebody sees me, he says that, I don't think so. Fine, that's his problem, right? But if I really see, I'm using for the sake of using it, because there's no other thing you can do. Just use it. But don't abuse it. I'm not abusing it. I'm just using it. What is given, use it. It's there for using. It's not yours anyway. So the donation they have made, a donation you have made for these dresses and all that, it's just to use. Nothing is mine. So am I not doing Neso Mama? This is not mine. Neso Ahamasmi. This doesn't belong to me. Neso Name Atta. Can I make Atta of this? No, it is not. It is hers. And she can't claim it is hers because it is from the whichever shop she bought there. And they can't claim it is theirs because it's coming from cotton. And in fact, this Sajal will be very happy, Bobby. You can tell him that this T-shirt is made in Bangladesh.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think so many comes here also from Bangladesh.
Yeah, because it is Bangladesh is the only country at present, other than India, who makes long staple cotton. This T-shirt is made out of long staple cotton. Now you might ask me, how do I know this? I was working for her company called Maersk. My first job is the same company where she's working, and I was in operations. In operations, there's a biggest consolidator by name Tomacan. Okay, and they buy shirts and all of this, and it comes with fabric information. So my job is to look at the entire manifesto and look at what country of origin, what product, how many quantity, what container, what will fit, and how much will fit in a 20 footer and how much in 40 footer, how much will fit in a 45 footer, which ship, what it will take, and how many hops it can go from, let's say, from Mumbai port to Chennai to Colombo, like that, before it reaches Antwerp or any other place. So I used to do the routing for that ship. So I learned there how they buy long staple cotton from which country. So Burma, India, and this guy, what's that? Bangladesh. Sri Lanka is now making it, but otherwise these three countries were known for making long staple cotton. So this T-shirt, what I'm wearing, is a long staple cotton. And in India now you get only short staple cotton. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I don't know whether it's relevant, but what is the difference?
Difference of what?
Or this cotton?
You should wear it to see it.
Okay, yeah. So it is more comfortable.
Yes, it is. It actually stretches, and then you don't require ironing.
Ah,
And it is done in Chittagong tract. So I remembered Sajal.
okay. So this is more expensive than the other one.
Yes, this is expensive. This one, what she is gifted, the long staple cotton, it's expensive. Anyway, why did I bring it up? This entire thing I spoke is Namarupa. Another point. So now long staple cotton, short staple cotton, all of these are labels. This the nimitta. Should you do that or not? And the answer is yes, you do it for conventional sake. And then, is it really like that? No. So nobody can claim, like I was telling you, that she can't claim it is her, she bought the T-shirt, and that person who's selling it cannot claim it. It's go to Bangladesh, and that's a cotton. The cotton is not grown by a Bangladeshi, it is growing in Bangladesh. So you're putting a label called Bangladesh, which is the noun, and it's coming from the mud. So what am I wearing? Bobby, what do you think I'm wearing?
It's very difficult after saying all these things, you know. It is.
I'm wearing mud.
Mud.
I'm wearing mud. So when I see this mud to mud, this is mud, this body is mud, and this cloth is a mud. Will there be any Kamachanda?
No. Both are element.
Yeah. Is there any Vyapada?
No.
What will you be angry with the earth?
But this wisdom should be continuous, right? When it matures, only this type of insight will be there.
Yes.
Otherwise, it is just a reflection, and we forget it.
Yeah, we forget it. So I don't forget.
You don't forget. Yeah.
I don't forget.
That's the difference. There is a difference.
That's the difference. So can I now confirm for myself that I've reached the third stage? Yes, it is. So does it really matter to me whether it is said like Phassa Vedana Sanya Chetana Manasikara or Vedana Sanya Chetana Phassa Manasikara?
No.
I just wanted to tell you that, how this works. If you see from mud to mud, there's no liking or dislike. So that entire cycle, what we just read, is gone. Okay, so I think it's enough for today on this Nama Rupa business. And you preserve your question for next month. Just 1 month, 1 day left, Bobby.
28th. Yeah, Namarupa is becoming very interesting for me.
It is always interesting. It's always interesting. It was interesting. And I'm happy that you're picking it up. If you do that, Bobby, I can tell you before I reach Australia, you will be Sakadagan. Okay? Try. It will break the jinx. Then you will not be able to ask both of us any questions. You have 1 month, 1 day left. If you
Thank you,
seriously
Dashi,
try,
for your
seriously
blessings.
try, no, I'll just tell you, if you seriously try, it's possible. Do it. So you would be there.
Yeah.
And then you
Because
are,
that when you dissect with all this Aragara, Linga, Nimitta, and the components of Rupa and Nama, like the four elements, and then this Passa. The meditation is becoming and the joy is coming very fast. That's what I feel.
I know that. I'm seeing from your face. I'm seeing from your face. Just telling you, you have 1 month, 1 day to go. Make it to break it. Okay, and then we can do the third one also for you. Then your questioning also will stop. If you break this,
I enjoy these questions, Rashi.
no, you still ask questions, but you will not have any questions. I mean, you might ask questions for the benefit of others, which is fine. Anyway, it's good. Try it out. So you have 31 days left. Okay. Have a good day then.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.